We're here today to talk about a murder that happened last evening. An absolutely tragic event. Many times when we work homicides, murders, you look at the circumstances that occur and you go, geez, I don't know how that guy avoided being killed before today. He lives a life of crime. He takes risk in his drug selling. He is jacking people in the streets, robbing people, and finally somebody gets around to killing him. That is absolutely not what happened here today. Everyone that was involved in this horrible event were decent, hardworking, good people. But it was a domestic relationship, an emotional relationship that the suspect, Caleb, and the victim, Kayla, invested 3.5 years of their life with. And here's what occurred. So they were in a relationship, Caleb and Kayla, and they had a 20-month-old baby. And the baby needed some medicine, and Kayla, after work, was taking the medicine over to Caleb's house. They had joint custody. They were raising the baby together. Kayla texted Caleb and said, oh, by the way, Clifford Coffer, who was her new boyfriend, is going to be with me. To which Caleb texted back, okay, good. She apparently texted him and said, well, what's that mean? And he didn't respond. Kayla pulls the vehicle into the driveway. She stops, she gets out, and she walks to the front door of the residence. As she's approaching the front door, Caleb opens the door, sprints across the yard directly in front of the car where Clifford is sitting, and begins to shoot directly through the windshield, shooting 5 times into Clifford's chest and stomach. Sitting directly behind Clifford in a child seat in the back seat is Kayla's 5-year-old child from another relationship. Kayla is screaming at him, the baby's in the car, as he's firing deadly shots into Clifford's body. He then spins around, points the gun at Kayla, and is screaming, it's all your fault. I'm going to kill you. In the meantime, Caleb's friend is there. He's screaming at Caleb now and begging Caleb, don't kill her, don't kill her. He puts the gun to his head and he walks around back and ultimately ends up in the house. While all this is happening, the friend grabs the 20-month-old baby that's in the house for whom Kayla is bringing the medicine to and runs out. Other folks grab the 5-year-old out of the back seat of the car and run. Deputies arrive at the scene, and one of Caleb's friends hands Deputy Bates a telephone because he's talking to Bates. Bates hands Bates a telephone, and Bates begins to talk to Caleb, who's in the house. Caleb's distraught. He's threatening suicide. And he makes statements to the deputy. I killed him in cold blood. After a long few minutes, Deputy Bates successfully convinces Caleb that he needs to exit the residence so that he can be arrested. We take him into custody. He confesses. We find out that he not only said, I killed him in cold blood, but he said, I walked straight to the car and pulled the trigger. I walked straight to the car and pulled the trigger and killed him. When asked why, he said, well, he told the detectives later on, he said, well, I just lost it whenever she texted me and said she was bringing him over to the house. He went to his Glock 40 caliber, chambered a round, stuck it in his pocket. Called his friend up and said, there may be some trouble over here, or you may want to come over here, or you may want to see help